Hello and welcome to the channel. It's your favourite Scotsman here again. We have another cracker of a video for you today. Making mistakes is generally not ideal in most situations, but making mistakes with retirement withdrawals can set you back years and make life a lot less fun at the same time. If that sounds like something that you want to avoid, then this is the video for you. So, today we are going to look at 4 surprisingly common mistakes people make with their retirement income so you can avoid them and get the most out of your leisure years. Number 1 on our list is not withdrawing enough in the early years. Now this might seem a little counterintuitive, but hear me out. I would be willing to place a wee wager that most of you did not work hard for most of your life to take a sack of cash to the grave with you. I didn't think so. The reason that this is top of the list is that it's no secret that the early years of retirement are often the ones that you end up doing the most. One example would be travelling. As our bodies get older, the thought of travelling isn't so appealing. Physically, we aren't in the same condition, and travel insurance starts to become prohibitive. As a result, we see most clients doing a lot of travelling in the early years of retirement. The same can be said for leisure activities and hobbies. Regardless of your age, it's important to have hobbies throughout retirement. However, in those early years, it can be very go with lots of different activities. Physically, you're still in good shape and you have to fill your newfound time somehow. If you're a retiree, then you may be able to resonate with this, but I can't count how many times I have heard a new retiree say, "I don't know how I ever managed to find the time to work." Look, I'm not suggesting for a second here that you spend all your retirement savings on a week's vacation in Vegas, but I also don't want you having regrets about the things you should have done and the places you should have gone whilst you are still physically able to. Spend a little more in those early years and enjoy it. Just make sure you have a plan in place to dial back the spending at a certain point. The next retirement withdrawal mistake is waiting too long or failing to withdraw from your RSP or RIF in time. Well, you aren't required to start taking money out of your RIF until you turn age 72. It doesn't mean you should hold out until then. If you retire early, you should think about starting your RIF withdrawals well before the required minimum distribution age of 72. This is because RIF withdrawals are fully taxed, and retirees have a low income in your 60s but a high income in your 70s, you might end up paying more in taxes over the course of your lifetime if you delay taking money out of your RIFs. In a worst case scenario, you may face a reduction or elimination of old age security, and I think we can all agree that giving the government back money that they're willing to give you if you plan properly isn't on top of anyone's Christmas wish list. An example of this would be, let's say you have pension income of $60,000 per year. In this example, you would experience OAS clawback on any RIF or RIF withdrawal that is above $21,761. That's because the OAS clawback threshold is $81,761 for 2022. You'll want to do some projections on what your RIF minimum withdrawals will look like when you turn 72, but assuming that they may put you in a clawback situation, you would then draw down your RSP a bit faster and place those extra withdrawals inside a tax-free savings account if possible to continue growing tax-free. This also gives the added benefit of having tax-free cash on hand for any larger expenditures which may come up in retirement. Another option may be for a retiree to melt down an RSP and place those funds in a non-registered investment account. Be wary of doing this though. You will be losing out on the tax deferral benefit of your RRSP. You must decide whether the amount that you will save on the old age security clawback is worth more than the tax deferral from your RRSP. There's several variables at play here, and we would definitely recommend that you do seek some professional advice before trying to implement this on your own. Next up for withdrawal mistakes is not planning ahead for unexpected or larger one-time withdrawals. It's highly unlikely that you're going to go through retirement without needing a new car at some point, or if not a new car, then major repairs to your existing car. The same can be said for homeowners. The furnace may go or the roof may need to be replaced. I think you get where I'm going with this. It's important to have a plan in place for how you're going to handle this. Our suggestion would be to keep a portion of your assets in liquid cash so that you always know you have it there as a backup. With the way interest rates have gone over the past year, you can actually get a half decent interest rate in cash as well for the first time in a long time. Having cash allows you to not have to sell part of your portfolio during decline in financial markets like we saw last year. Last, but most definitely not least, the last retirement withdrawal mistake that we regularly see is not having a plan. Now, you're sitting there, the financial planner telling me that I should have a plan. Didn't see that one coming. Well, you may have seen it coming in this video, but there are many people that will plan more for a 2-week vacation than they will for a 30-year retirement. A plan will address how much you can withdraw in the early years, whether you should draw down your RRSP early, and how you're going to pay for one-time expenses. It will also account for variables like market swings, inflation, taxes, and longevity. Even devoted do-it-yourself investors, you might want to think about seeking a second opinion in withdrawal rate planning, since it can be quite complex and crucial, because you've got to consider all the relevant factors without being either too optimistic or too pessimistic in your assumptions. Just a wee sales pitch for you here, and if you do want a hand with your planning for retirement, we can do just that for you here at Bellwether Family Wealth, so feel free to give us a shout. So, what's your thoughts? You think you've been saving enough for retirement? Are you worried about running out of money? Please leave any thoughts or opinions below in the comments. Always generate an interesting conversation. And if you found this video helpful, do click the like button so that this video can reach more people with questions about retirement. Thanks for watching.